Formula One season 2022 was a big step back for Mercedes. Before the preseason tests, it was said that the team learned a lot from the last year's difficulties and that the new W14 was developed with a focus on performance. Mercedes kept the W13 concept but made significant changes and added innovations to many parts of the new car. When Mercedes launched the car for the 2023 Formula One season on February 15th, the changes we could see were on the livery mostly. Black W14 looked great, but people wondered if the performances would be good too. The first time we could see the new Mercedes W14 on track was during preseason tests in Bahrain. On day one, everyone noticed that the bouncing problem that Mercedes cars had in the previous season was solved. It was a relief for Mercedes and its fans, but they were not so happy when on day two, hydraulic problem occurred. So the team had to stay up late at night to analyze the issue. On the last day of testing, there were no problems, however. It was clear that Mercedes W14 is slower than Red Bull and Ferrari. As we all know, preseason testing can give us a clue about the car's performances. But we're never sure how everything works until the season starts, and the cars show strengths and weaknesses in actual races. The Formula One season 2023 started with the Bahrain GP. Lewis Hamilton finished the race on P5, while George Russell was 2 positions behind on P7. Not the positions for the multiple championship-winning team, but if we have in mind that last year was a very hard one for Mercedes, these results were not too bad, but they were not what the team expected and hoped for either. Hamilton said that it could have been better if the team listened to him. 7-time F1 champion questioned Mercedes' car concept for this season, and also complained before the Bahrain GP. After the race, he said that the team should work on balance through the corners. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff was not satisfied either. He concluded that they have to give up the zero side pod concept if they want to be in the championship fight again. Even before the season started, he mentioned that they will at some point implement the new updates on W14. It seems that Mercedes knew that the new car might show limited performance. On Bahrain GP, the pace was bad in every possible way. But Wolff said that the team can improve the performance of W14 with some radical steps. The second race of the season, the Saudi Arabian GP, was not a revolutionary step forward for Mercedes, but the team had a solid weekend. Russell and Hamilton ended on P4 and P5. Before the race, Toto Wolff announced some small developments to the W14. Hamilton didn't think that the car was to blame for his bad qualifying result. He said that Russell did a great job by winning the 3rd starting position, while he, for some reason, had problems in high-speed corners where W14 was unstable and couldn't do better than 8th. The race was not as bad as qualifying. Safety car went out on track at the right moment, and Mercedes didn't miss the opportunity to use the circumstances in their favor. Russell confirmed that he was satisfied with the performance. The only problem was overall downforce. But still, he felt that Mercedes did a significant step forward. Wolff repeated that after the Bahrain GP, they realized the concept of W14 was wrong, and that they will continue with updates. However, he doesn't expect to make things good enough for this year's championship fight. It doesn't mean that the team didn't started to work hard already trying to make things better. Research and development, as well as the aero department, have big ideas, according to Wolff, and the improvement in Saudi Arabia happened because they saw things from a different angle. In Melbourne, Hamilton was on the podium while Russell had to retire from the race. Russell could not finish the Australian GP due to a power unit failure. A huge disappointment since he was highly satisfied with his car's performance and started the race from the 2nd position. Still, he believes that everything goes in the right direction and that the team improved W14 a lot even without any upgrades. Hamilton is not too worried about the reliability, but he said that he still doesn't feel comfortable in the car. He works on it and believes that he will find the connection with the W14 that he needs. For now, he is satisfied that they can fight with Aston Martin and thinks that eventually Mercedes can get closer to Red Bull. Currently, Mercedes stands in 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship with 56 points. With the fascinating performances we've seen so far, Aston Martin is in 2nd place with 9 points more than Mercedes, while Red Bull is far ahead of both these teams with 123 points. It seems that Mercedes has a lot of problems with the W14. It is much slower than Red Bull. The good thing is that the team is well aware of all the problems and already working on them. The season is still at the beginning. We saw only 3 races. There were not any upgrades on the Mercedes car worth mentioning yet, but there are 20 races to go, so they have time to improve. The bad thing is that it is unlikely that Mercedes can fight at the front regularly this year, although it is not impossible, but fighting for the championship with Red Bull is not what this team can hope for. From what we've seen so far, we can expect Mercedes can fight with its W14 with Aston Martin for the second, which is not so bad. Being among the top 3 teams in this year's Constructors' Championship is far from bad. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe the channel to get more exciting Formula One news. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.